So what happens when you put a Mig Switch in the Switch 2? Now, I'm covering this because when I did an unboxing for the Switch 2, so many people were asking for me to put this little cartridge in the Switch 2 to see what would happen. Mostly because there was a post that was made online that said, this is ahead of the Switch 2's release, that it would be bricked completely if you put a Mig Switch in there. It also mentioned that if you were changing different voltages inside the system, even slightly, the thing would brick. And the entire post just kind of read as fiction, to be honest. But I did say when I got a Switch 2, we would try it out right here. So I do have the Mig Switch. This has actually I think 4 or 5 games that I dumped, like specifically from my cartridges. So these are games that I do own that are on here with the unique certificate, the whole thing, right? And I brought out the Switch OLED here just to show that the Mig Switch does indeed work. So we'll start with that actually. Let me move this out of the way here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this in and we'll cycle through. There we go, so we have the Mig Switch, Switch OLED. We're just gonna go through. So there we go, we have Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition, Sonic Racing, and Wild Guns Reloaded. I feel like that's all of them. Yeah, so we're right back to Crash Bandicoot at that point. So there you go, the Mig Switch does indeed work with several different games on there. Let's pop back out. OLED off to the side, Switch 2. Okay, so I did have both of them. The OLED was also connected to Wi-Fi. This one, same deal. It does have the day one update, so it works fine with Switch 1 games. As you see, I had Mario Odyssey loaded up here, and then I also played Cyberpunk on it. So it is fully up to date. Let's pop the Mig Switch in here. And there you go. Seems to read Tales of Vesperia fine. We'll pop it out, drop back in. Still stuck on Tales of Vesperia. Still stuck on Tales of Vesperia. So at least for now, it looks like it's reading specifically Tales of Vesperia, which wasn't even the last one that I left off on, as that was Crash Bandicoot. What happens if I try to launch it? Okay, it does need... I'm just going to launch it from here. I'm not going to try to download the update. Let's see if it'll even launch from here. It does not. Couldn't start the software. Return to the home menu and try again. Go again. So it does attempt to at least read the cartridge, but it just sees it as, I guess, one of the game files that's on here. Let me go back to the OLED real quick. I want to see if maybe just cycling back through here will have an effect on it. So it sees it as Tales of Vesperia. Still just sees it as Tales of Vesperia. It is not coming off of Tales of Vesperia at all right now. And actually, if I go to it, it says a software update is required for my Switch OLED, which is interesting. There you go. It's downloading, I guess, for Tales of Vesperia, which I've definitely done that before here. And it still loads it after I downloaded that update for it. So while it works there, I've noticed that now, all of a sudden, after going from the Switch 2 to the OLED, I cannot get off of Tales of Vesperia. That's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure why. Because if I go over here, let's go back to the Switch 2 for a second. So we're back to Tales of Vesperia. Let's download the update, okay? So the update's done. Let's go through as just basic user here on this Switch 2. And it still says couldn't start the software. So the Mig Switch doesn't appear to brick the Switch 2, but it definitely doesn't play nice with it. Now it just says it can't... Oh, wait, there we go. Look, we're back to Sonic Racing now. So now it is cycling through it somewhat. I'm off to, like, Sonic Racing. That's just what it's on now, it looks like. Oh, now we're to Wild Guns. Okay, so it's at least cycling a bit better. Let's see if it'll play Wild Guns. No. So the Mig Switch can, it seems anyway, cycle at times, not every time. But the Switch 2 can't read the Mig Switch basically, but it also doesn't brick the system immediately when you drop it in, okay? So this is kind of what I was expecting to happen, where it would still work on like the Switch OLED without any problems. But in this case, it won't launch at all on the Switch 2, but it's also not going to destroy it completely. As for it cycling through games, I've had that happen here and there with the Mig Switch anyway, and this could have just been one of those instances that was just lined up with going between the OLED and the Switch 2, and it just happened to be, or feel like doing that today, I guess. Because, as you see, we did cycle from Tales of Vesperia to Sonic Racing to Wild Guns, and if I can get it to go to Crash Bandicoot, that'll be all of the games that are on that SD card. There we go. So it did cycle through all of the games, but it doesn't want to play any of them. All right. And that could just be from, in general, updates to the way it's reading the cartridge. People, of course, talking about things like the authentication. There's like a chip on there specifically that does that. And yeah, Nintendo could have technically put that on a list that it just won't read from anymore. But there you go. The Mig Switch in the Switch 2 does not brick it, also doesn't work. Let me know what you guys think about this, though, down below, and give it a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.